I bow to all the seekers of truth. In the previous 2 lectures, I told you how to understand the experience of truth. In the first one, we came to the conclusion that if we have to feel the truth, it's not our only mental acceptance that it is truth, or our mental projection that it is truth, but you have to feel it on your central nervous system. In the second lecture, I told you that when you feel the truth through your central nervous system in your evolutionary process, then you become something. You become is the point. It's not that you think you are like this or like that, but you really become something. Like a flower becomes a fruit, or an egg becomes a chick. You have to become something in your awareness, and this new awareness is the awareness of collective consciousness, where you can feel yourself, what's the problem with you, and you can feel others on your fingertips. This is a very good English idiom they use, on your fingertips. I mean, somebody must have thought of Sahaja when they formed this, I'm sure, to use this. You should know it, on your fingertips. Now what does that mean? We have never thought of it. We always say so. We should know them on our fingertips. But actually you feel them on your fingertips. The different centers within you and the centers in other people. As hot or cold, maybe as heavy, burning. This you just feel it. You can feel it. Others can feel it. Children can feel it, and everybody feels the same, because truth is absolute and is for everyone. Whether you have a different caste, community, race, religion, nationality, all kinds of superficial things which divides human beings, everyone feels the same. For example, supposing you put a finger to this, you are going to feel hot. Because you have a different hairstyle, you are not going to feel something different. It's like that. Truth has to be that way. And that is what is the experience of truth. And once you know that, you have to know the truth and nothing else but the truth. When you decide in your mind and be honest about it, then when you see it, it is very obvious. It has to be obvious. It cannot be secretive. It cannot be. It has to be obvious, apparent, absolutely known to your central nervous system. So you know the absolute, as I told you, like a computer, you start working, you ask any questions, absolute questions, and the answers come to you as cool vibrations for yes, and as hot vibrations for no. And sometimes the vibration stops to say that absolutely no. But it can be some blister sometimes, a little bit, to say that it's satanic. And you can decode it yourself and see for yourself. This is the second phase, where you start knowing about others and knowing about yourself. So you become connected with the absolute. Absolute means there is no question about it. Absolute means there is no doubt about it. Absolute means it is single. Today, I have to tell you about what actually happens when this force called Kundalini within you rises and gives you self-realization. Actually, within yourself, what should happen? Nobody tells you these things. I mean, they'll say you are to be reborn. So you have a sort of a certificate. Twice born, reborn, and you go about. But it's not like that. Supposing a monkey puts a signboard on, I am a human being, does he become? If you just say we are this, we are that, you are not. For example, we say we are Muslims, we are Christians, we are Hindus, we are not. Because you have formed a group, you call yourself something or something that, you are not. It's just your own idea. How are you a Hindu? How are you a Christian? What all these religions have said, that you have to be born again. Every religion, Jews have in a way said it too. But the problem is that we don't do what is told to us. We just form a group. Group can be made out of anything nonsensical. Like I met some other people the other day and they told me our group is called as Knives and Folk. I said, what's that group? Knives and Forks. Yes, very good group. So I said, what is that? Because we put our knives and forks in a different way than others. I said, but what's the use? No, we form a very strong group. For what? We can form a political party tomorrow. I said, all right, go ahead with this kind of a nonsense. But it is nonsense. All this is nonsense. What is sensible is that we have to become something more than what we are. We are human beings. We have to become more knowledgeable. We have to become the knowledge. That knowledge you cannot get in the libraries or from the books. How do you grow into that knowledge is through this Kundalini awakening, through this happening that this Kundalini rises within you and pierces through your fontanelle bone area, giving you the real baptism and not the artificial one, the reality again. Supposing somebody doesn't get it, all right. So he comes back on me, oh, I never got it, mother. Something wrong. You should get it. Should get it. Because we cannot give you a false certificate. You cannot give yourself a false certificate. But it is very common, as you see in this world, that when you listen to people who are religious, you find they are horribly fanatic, funny, stupid people. I mean, if you want to hear about each one of them, you should go to the opposite party. Like if you want to hear about Hindus, go to Muslims. If you want to hear about the Muslims, go to Jews. And if you want to hear about Jews, go to, say, Muslims or anyone, Christians, and they'll tell you. So there's nothing universal opinion about things. It is surprising for a person who wants to see the truth in every religion. He cannot understand why people belonging to religion, when God is only one, why there's a fight going on. Why this world is divided by even religious leaders are dividing the world. It is very amazing. So where is this religion? And what happens to our religion? When we get our self-realization, we become the self, the spirit. And the spirit is untarnishable. It's untarnishable. You cannot cleanse the soap, can you? But the quality of spirit is that it cleanses you. First is it cleanses you. Just like a mother lovingly cleanses the child who has fallen somewhere in the road and cleanses the clothes and makes the child absolutely neat, tidy, clean, and with great admiration looks at the child. In the same way, the Spirit bathes you with its beautiful blessings so that you cleanse. Then the second thing it does is to give you light. Now, the light doesn't mean the electrical light. It doesn't mean the light you see inside. What does this light means is your awareness itself becomes a higher awareness by which you start seeing things clear cut. Like, I know somebody who came to see me before surgery, and he met me after, say, a month. He was a changed man. I could not recognize him. So I said, what has happened to him? He came to me, I asked him, how are you? He said, Mother, I'm fine. He used to look very old and haggard and absolutely frustrated. I said, what has happened? He said, Mother, when I got realization, suddenly I felt tremendous compassion for everyone. And I had an enemy. That was my uncle. And I hated him from my bottom of my heart. And I used to think he has killed my mother. And I could not believe that he has not killed my mother. So many people told me, but still the hatred I could not get over. I had insulted him, he had insulted me. And if somebody had given me freedom with a dagger, I would have gone and killed him. I hated him from the bottom of my heart. And all the time I've thought of killing him, doing this, and all the nasty things I could think of. My whole mind was preoccupied. So, what happened? He said, next day I started seeing his good points. I said, no, he's a very generous man. I've been nastier than he has been. Suddenly I started feeling it, that feeling of love, compassion. And when I said, Uncle, I forgive you completely, the blissfulness crawled upon me. That's the first time I felt the joy of my spirit. I had said this before also, but I never felt it. But first time when I said this, I felt it. And that bliss was so great and that joy was so great. I said, no, I must have it at any cost. So, next day I saw him at a race. He was a great race goer also, a very rich man. I saw him and I just embraced him. Just couldn't help it. He was surprised, looked at me. He said, come and have tea with me. And we are great friends now. So all that wrinkle, all that horrible anger and all that had gone away. And his divine, serene face was showing its beauty there. But he said, I have done this before. I have tried to forgive him. I told myself. I told many a times that he's not killed my mother. I should not hate him. I tried to convince myself. But still I could not forgive. I didn't have the power to forgive. But when I got my self-realization, suddenly the power came to me. In such a gush, I have become powerful, Mother. In the Sanskrit language, it's called the word samartha. Samartha means powerful. But actually means samartha. It means equal to your meaning. Equal to your meaning. Means you become yourself. Samartha. When you become yourself, you become powerful to fight your weaknesses. And you automatically do it without any trouble, spontaneously. Very easy it is to forgive. Not only this, so many things there are which you just do without any difficulty. It is very difficult before realization for a person to think that to part with your little bit of 2 peas that you have. Even that is sometimes difficult. You think 10 times, calculate it. All right. If I give 2 peas now, how much will I get? 3 peas or 5 peas? All right. If I get 3 peas, no good. 5 peas is all right. But after realization, you just gave. You just give. You like to give. You love to give. You want to enjoy the giving capacity of yourself. So far, the acquiring, acquisition, and also the capacity to preserve, keep everything to yourself becomes a giving capacity. And as a result of that, what you find? You are filled in. Every sort of thing. Every sort of material or physical or anything that is needed to make you happy just comes down. From where? How? God alone knows. Because it's only God does the job. It's God's work. So the power to stand up against evil, against injustice, against wrongdoing, just changes your priorities completely. And you become a powerful personality. Like Christ, when he saw the prostitute, Mary Magdalene, being stoned, he saw the disciple Mary Magdalene in her. He stood up and he said, "Those who have not sinned can throw stones at me." That character, that strength that stood up there, and nobody could even think of throwing stones at him. This powerful personality, which is compassion, which is righteous, which is virtuous, starts shining through you. It's not a quarrelsome, dominating power in which we believe. According to us, powerful man is the one who can dominate the whole world. The power of love we have never exploited. Never. All our enterprises, all our worldly affairs, political, economic, are based on hatred. The power of love in its purest form is the most powerful thing. And that is going to emancipate the whole universe. There's no other way out. It doesn't mean your carnal love or your nonsensical ideas of love. It's not. It's pure love. The pure love is that kind where the sap rises in a tree and gives nourishment to all the parts of the tree and goes back. It's not attached. If it gets attached to one flower, the tree will die, the flower will die. So this is the power which empowers you, nourishes you, soothes you, consoles you, relaxes you, and leaves you powerful. That sort of a power is to be felt if it is the experience of truth. But we have never tried to understand love in its own truth. The reason is we were not realized people. When we are blind, we are mixed up. We can't make out one from another. But when our eyes are opened out, we understand the true love. And this is what people have exploited. Many of them, many so-called gurus and these people who talk of God, have exploited this side of love by teaching dirty things to people, debasing them, using their weaknesses, saying that if you do this kind of a weakness, then you will reach God. A love that makes you a slave cannot be love. And that is what it is the love that is divine, it's the love of God that starts flowing through you. Become the medium, as you call it, of that love. A powerful medium. But you know how to maneuver it. You know everything. It's not blindly. I have seen some people, oh, we are in love, and you see going on like that. No. You know everyone. You know ins and outs of everyone and of yourself also. I have seen many people coming to me and saying, Mother, please save me from this agya. Now in our language it is this agya, but actually it means ego. You can see your ego clearly once you get realization. And you say, oh God, what is this? That's not me. I'm not ego. Oh, that's not me. I am the self. I am the spirit. So this separation takes place within yourself, with your own understanding, that you are not this body, this mind, this ego, this superego, but you are the spirit. And the more you grow into it, a beautiful personality of a character, which is not a character, sometimes people think if you are very meek, you see, compromising. Such a character will never compromise. It's a terrific character. It would never compromise with anything that is not the truth. It cannot by temperament. But is very kind and compassionate, forgiving, gives lots of chances. Because there's that inner urge to save others, to help others, to get them to the right thing. It's like people who are standing on the brink of a disaster, or people who are on the bank and see the people getting drowned and trying to pull them out with all their effort. But they don't want to compromise as to jump or to leave the banks that they have got. Such a character you develop there. And this character is felt by everyone. I have known many Sahaja Yogis, first who came to Sahaja Yoga, their own family people were angry. Now you are following another guru. This is another cult. This is that. But then they found out that they are giving no money, nothing, and they are flowering. In every way they are beautiful. They are becoming better and better people, righteous and virtuous people, powerful people of great character. And they are amazed, How do they become? And they become very intelligent. They don't do any stupid things. Just don't do it. Even a little child knows it's stupid. They don't do stupid things. They don't do nonsensical things. They are dignified. And they don't take to cheap entertainments. The depth that you feel in the poets, in the great musicians, becomes their own nature. When they talk, when they walk, any report with them, you can feel the depth of their spirit. They become very knowledgeable suddenly. As I told you last time, this journalist asked me, Mother, have you got all scholars? I said, scholars what? All scholars as Sahaja Yogis? I said, no, at the most 1% maybe, who have been great headaches to me. The rest of them are simple people. Simple people are the best. And this is what is true. That those who get realization start feeling the knowledge which is absolute. Seeing the knowledge, knowing the knowledge. Like if you see, say, this pillar. You just look at it, you say, oh, very nicely done, painted. Somebody might say it should not have been this color, that color. But a Sahajogi doesn't see this pillar as how aesthetically it is and all that. But immediately he say, it's beautiful. You say, why? It gives vibrations. The whole aesthetics are worked out through vibrations. All the beautiful things, as I told you last time, of the world have vibrations. Real beautiful things have vibrations. Like Mona Lisa, I told you the other day, if you go and feel her vibrations, she has vibrations. Now the one who has made her has put his joy into her, and she emits vibrations. And that is the thing that gives joy to you, because you are at a level you can feel those vibrations. You start feeling the physical side of yours. You understand you have a physical problem. Immediately you know you have a physical problem, you know where it is, how to correct it, how to cure it. I've seen many people who come to me, Mother, cure my cancer. But they don't come to me before they get cancer. If they had come, they would never have got it. But they have no time. At that time, they have no time. But when they get cancer, I have no time either. It happens always. Of course, they are to be helped, cured. But why not come as a prevention to all those diseases which has no meaning? It is unnecessarily so much accepted that health is first of all. Then there is nothing to worry about health. If you come to Sahaja Yoga, you don't need any doctor. Sorry for the doctors, I'm sorry. And this is what it is to be understood, that physically you feel absolutely fit. You look fit, absolutely. You look marvelous. Then, when you start expanding yourself, you start feeling your own mind, the peace, the bliss of your own mind. Many a times you find there is no thought, but the joy is just bursting in. And you just think why it has happened. Suddenly, how do I get this? Gradually, the state of joy starts increasing in its frequency, and you become joy. That is, one has to achieve. To become the joy is important. And once you become that, joy is not a duality. It's not a duality. It's not a thing in which you feel the happiness and unhappiness, but you feel the joy. Joy is a witness. It's a kind of a power of a witness which sees a drama. By seeing the drama, whether it's tragedy or comedy, it's at a point where it is just a witness and enjoying it. In the same way you see so-called comedies and tragedies of your life and the futility of your nonsensical endeavors, and you laugh at it. Oh, that's it, that's me. For example, in Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare has tried to show the futility. Always he was. According to Indian standards, he was avadhuta, as they call it, a person who was realized and was a very evolved personality. And if you want to see how Romeo should get his realization and how he should feel that after all that happened, he should laugh loudly. If he gets realization, oh, what a fool and stupid thing I was. Shakespeare did not show him getting realization. He kept it for us Sahajogis to see it. But should have seen to it that Romeo laughs at himself and makes fun of himself. Oh, stupid Mr. Romeo, now you better settle down. But he showed very cleverly, if you see in all his Macbeth or any of his dramas, that he has tried to show the futility of our ego, our enterprises. We think that is very important in life. I would say there are so many great writers in English language, which I cannot name them in a series, but I've read them. Somerset Maugham, I would say, was another one. I was very much impressed by his writings, and I've read most of his novels because he was very much there. Crony, for example, is another one I would say who wrote Citadel, was another great person who could see the drama of stupidity. Leave alone your great poets like William Blake and all those. But all that was to show that there is a higher being, you see, which sees all this and giving you a drama of yourself, projecting it through you. That this is what you are, you see yourself. That's what they did. And despite everything, we are lost. We are lost quite a lot. We have to become the same, just like Shakespeare, to see the drama. Like Somerset Maugham, we have to become the same. To see the drama, we may not write a book, doesn't matter. But the capacity to see the drama, that's what we develop. We need not write. We may not have the flair of a pen to write, but we see it the same way as they see it, and that's the mental capacity to which we rise. Self-realization. I've seen very stupid people absolutely calling themselves gurus. You look at them and you don't know what to say, you see. You have to look a stupider person, what do you say? Stupidest person in the presence of such a person, because he looks at you, see, and you understand he's stupid and you don't know what to do. And you get frightened of such a person, and you don't want to hurt his feelings, you see. So you look greater stupid person. And then he gives you a big lecture on something very stupid. But then you find that person, you see, big newspapers, you see, like Times, publishing such a stupid band there. Just imagine. This is what we have done to Shakespeare, to all our great writers and everyone. We have reached that state that we cannot even see the stupidity. Our brain is stunned because we have been asking for sensations. With all these electrical sensations in the brain, we are stunned, which opens out, which completely opens out. And you start seeing through and through the mockery of all this kind of seriousness. And the hypocrisy and the way people who are stupid try to give you stupid ideas. And once you realize, you laugh at yourself, oh God, I was so stupid. That's what should happen. If that does not happen, self-realization has no meaning. It has no meaning. The righteousness and the virtues become part and parcel of your being. It's not that you have to be told anything, you just don't do it. It's beyond your self-respect. Because you respect yourself. You respect your spirit. How can you do such a thing? You cannot despise yourself, can you? You just become virtuous. You may be kind to others even if they are not virtuous. You can be nice to them, you can forgive them. But as far as you are concerned, there is no compromise. And you enjoy your virtues. You enjoy your magnanimity. You enjoy your generosity. People will tell you, stupid fool, you go on distributing things, what are you doing? You laugh at them. As Lao Tse said, somebody told me this saying about Lao Tse, another great incarnation of the primordial master, that when a wise sees the way, he respects it and says, this is the way. That's the sign of a wise man. And a mediocre, who is halfway this way and that way, when he sees the way, he waits others to go into it. And when the stupid sees the way, he laughs. But when the wise sees the stupid in himself, he laughs. So that power of wisdom starts shining through you. You become a wise, righteous, virtuous man. And such a balance you develop. I've known people who are honest, so-called. Now they go to such an extreme of honesty that for honesty's sake they'll kill their father, kill their mother, kill everyone. But such a balanced and integrated person you become that whatever you do is good for your spirit and for the spirit of others. In Sanskrit, the word is heta. Whatever is good for your spirit and for the spirit of others, you do it. And that is the right thing to do. And that's how you become a righteous personality. That's the religion within you that gets awakened. Nobody has to tell you your religion. You yourself become your own master, your own guru, and by which you determine yourself, now, mister, you can't do this. No, you can't. You become your own police commissioner. You don't need any outsider to tell you. You are on your own guard, because if you don't do something like that, your vibrations will disappear. And then you don't like it. Don't like it. Then you feel uneasy. Nobody has to have you as a guru. There's no need. You become your own guru. It's the best way. And that's how you solve the problem of becoming better by others. Is very difficult, but yourself becoming better by your own understanding and urges is thousandfold happier and strong. So the third thing that happens to you, that you become religious. You become the guru yourself. Nobody has to tell you, because there is natural valency of 10 within you, which starts balancing you, and you become one and enjoy that balance. As you enjoy a balance of colors in a beautiful photograph, in the same way you enjoy the balance within yourself. You enjoy your personality, you enjoy your being, and you enjoy to be the self. And those who are on the same level, you just enjoy each other. This is the first time you enjoy other human being, as if you are enjoying a flower. The fragrance of that personality. His spiritual fragrance is so beautiful and attractive, without any lust and greed in it, but just enjoying the company is real, perfect bliss. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Now, again today, I would like you to ask me some questions. There's going to be the fourth lecture. When is it? That they will announce. I hope you will make it a point to come and complete the series of lectures we have been having. Any question?
You have told you need not have a guru or so. Unless the people come here and inquire and know about what you have told, how can they get introduction?
Yeah. It's true. It has been told that you must have a guru. But he said that it has to be a Sat Guru. Anybody, you see, mostly the gurus who are in the market today, you cannot be in the market. And those who are in the market are actually nowhere near God. They have to be Sadguru, means he has to be a realized soul of a very high degree.
How can we come to know that anybody is Sadguru?
Now you better become your own guru. And then you will know that you are a Sadguru. I am the mother, I am not a guru. And what is mother's desire is? You had a mother also. Whatever I have, you better have it. That's all. So as you have come to mother, now you don't ask for any guru, you better become yourself a guru. All right?
To become a Sarjoli, when you are sitting in that posture, do you have to chant any mantra or you just sit there?
No. You see, you must know that the Kundalini awakening itself, breaking through and all that is a big happening, an event of evolution, the epitome of it. As you know, as an Indian, you know how Sakshatkar is such a big thing. But to achieve that, there must be a big machinery within us. Like you see the electrical bulb here or a light here. You know there is a history behind it, and it is a big mechanism and organization that has worked it out. In the same way, to achieve this, there's a big organization. So when you realize, that will happen very soon to you. Means you'll feel the cool breeze coming out of your Brahmarandra through your fontanelle bone area. But then to develop it, you have to understand it deeper, the mechanism. Then the mantras are placed according to the deities of these 7 chakras. Now, if the Kundalini is stopping or is weak at a point, any one of these chakras, then you have to say a particular mantra for that, which will be told to you, which you can learn very easily. And you will know also about all the mantras that are to be said. Like you see, many gurus I have seen give one mantra. Like they say Ram. How can that be? See, there are 7 chakras. And if you take Ram, he is on the right side of the heart chakra, means in additional. Now, if you are taking the name of Rama, why? Why Rama's name? Ask a question to your guru. You must ask a question. Why Rama's name? Why not Krishna's? Why not Jesus? The reason is, if he's a Sadguru, he'll tell you that you have a problem with your right heart. But all of them put here, those who are realized souls can tell you where is the problem. And you will also tell tomorrow.
So there are 7 mantras which have...
No, it's not. There are 7 mantras actually. Basically, you must know about 7 mantras. But gradually you pick it up in no time, because immediately you know where the problem is and immediately you say the mantra. It's not very difficult, it's very simple. It is woven in a pattern, it's very simple to say those mantras. But it works out so spontaneously. I mean, these are all people who are English and Greeks and this and that, and they don't know. Even we can say mantras in English language now. That's an advancement, I think. That all the deities can understand English language as well. So you can say it in Sanskrit or in English. It's all right. It works out. And once you know it, it's so easy to say, easy to understand. It's not a problem at all. But first of all, you should get your realization. That's first thing. That is, you should break through. You see, the seed must break. Its ankura, its primule must break. Then second is to see that it sustains itself above the ground. Then it is to be maintained and developed till you become a tree. But it's very simple. It's not difficult. Yes.
How one should know.
Yeah.
One should know.
Yes. When you get your realization, you start feeling the cool breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area, and you start feeling the cool breeze in your hands, first of all. Then you can ask a question. Is this the breeze of the Adi Shakti? Is this the Chaitanya Lahari of the Adi Shakti? Is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? The Holy Ghost is Adi Shakti, actually. Nobody has explained to them, they don't know. I mean, they asked the Archbishop of Canterbury about Holy Ghost, he said, I'm agnostic. Can you imagine? Yes, he answered. I mean, if he's agnostic, this Robin Day asked him, then what are you doing here? So he says, I'm doing my job. So Robin Day says yes, because he also does the job. See? He understood it. Ye to halat hai. Now the problem is that when you start feeling the cool breeze in your hands, you might find that after some time it goes away, then comes. See, depends on. Some people have a express train, as we call it, but some of them have some bogies which go up and down. It doesn't matter. You should not frustrate on that point, it works out. One should not get unhappy about it. There's some gentleman raised the hand, please. Yeah, please get up. I can't see. Yes, lady, I'm sorry.
When you speak of the realization of the spirit, self-realization, do you mean
Subconscious.
subconscious?
Of course, I mean the same. I am the self, I am the spirit. Yes, like I'll tell you, in the Bible, Christ clearly said it, very clearly. But we don't read Bible that way, that's why. That Nicodemus, you see, he told Nicodemus that you are to be born again. So Nicodemus said, does that mean that I should enter into the womb of my mother? He said, no, that is flesh, and the flesh is born out of, whatever is born out of flesh is flesh. You are to be born of your spirit. And whatever is born of the spirit is the spirit, he said. But how many people follow that? That's the consciousness I'm talking, the real selfhood. What we do in the churches or in our Indian, any one of the religions that we have, we put the water on the head, now you are baptized, you are a Christian. For a Hindu, they put a string, now you are a Brahmin, without knowing a word about Brahma. So not. That is reality. All these people didn't tell us lies, you see. Never told us lies. But the truth is always covered by the intellectuals, by intelligent people on one side, and by the fanatics on the other side. And that's why the problem comes in. Yes.
Can you explain a little bit further your last statement? How is it called by the intellectuals from one side and
Intellectuals what?
how is it called by the intellectuals from one side and the intellectuals from the other side? True.
You see, because what happens? That intellectuals rationalize it. They say whatever we see the science, so we don't want to believe. Now recently there has been a controversy about Christ, miracles, isn't it? Let's take this thing very recent is that there's a controversy about Christ being born of a a virgin. He was born of a virgin, no doubt. But how can you convince an intellectual, you see, because he cannot be born of a virgin. But he was born. All these miracles are absolute true, no doubt. So the problem is they want to see through science. Now science is analytical. It is not just the synthesis. Science deals with the dead. It deadens everything, it analyzes, and whatever you see you think is the truth. No, but it's just a part of the truth. Now why do they accept? See now, big challenge now. It's intellectual. This was Mr. Paul who came in. When I was a child, I asked my father, who is this Paul? My father, being a very great realized soul himself, he said, he was another madman. And this Paul had never seen Christ. What we call he had a supraconscious. This is kind of a position, he got blind and all that. And then he was a horrible man. He killed so many Jews. He killed a young boy called Stephen, He did all sorts of things, and then suddenly he becomes a big Christian because he saw some sort of a political thing in that. So what does he say? He doesn't talk of Christ as he was. He talks of a Christ who was the church Christ of the church. Now, Christ of the church has nothing to do with real Christ, has nothing to do. So now, because they have to accept, the churches have to accept Paul, they cannot accept Christ now. It's a good idea. Either accept Christ or accept. This is what happens with intellectuals. Even in India it has happened. I'll tell you when Adi Shankaracharya, he wrote a book called Viveka Chudamani. It's a great treatise about Advaita. He said that God is everything, Brahma is everything, and beautiful treatise he wrote. So there was a fellow called Mishra. Mandan Mishra is a great learned man. He's another intellectual. He came to argue with him. And he argued and argued and argued. You see, with argument, where do you reach? You cannot by argument give realization to somebody. And he said, why don't you take your realization? But he argued. He said, you defeat me. He said, I don't want to defeat you. I want to give you realization. Why don't you take your realization? He would not take the realization. So the intellectual, you see, tortured his life. He was so fed up, Adi Shankaracharya. The book he wrote was Saundarya Lahari. If you ever happen to read it, it's nothing but the praise of the mother throughout. He said, this is how. The yoga in a sankhya, not by yoga, by sankhya, by discussion, anything, it's only through mother's grace you are going to get realization. Better sing her praise. Finished. That's it. So the intellectuals, you see, want to derive a pleasure of an intellectual feat out of mostly. It's not the real that they are seeking. They read a lot, achieve nothing. I have known people who are very learned, who have written many books, and they are so horribly immoral that in their private life you can't believe it that they could be philosophers. And you don't understand how can it be, why they are so hypocritical. But they are. Because they are not realized soul. And an ordinary person, you find a realized soul, just uneducated. That's why Kabira has said, Padi padi pandita muraka bhaye. By reading too much, the learned have become stupid. But I don't say all learned are stupid. No. But learning should reach that supreme power of intelligence, which is pure intelligence. Then obviously you see the thing and you accept if you are honest, as I said it in the beginning. You must have that pure intelligence to see. God is there. He's above everything. He's above your intelligence, above your thought. You have to feel Him first. You have to rise. That is the transformation if you cannot achieve. Then how can I talk to Him? If a person is blind, what's the use of talking about colors to a blind person? What does he understand? He can't even see whether I'm smiling or laughing or if I'm crying. What can you talk? So the eyes must be open, and these eyes which I am talking are above your thought. You cannot by your projection get it. It has to come to you. It's a grace. Ashirvad.
Surely you do need intelligence to be able to understand yourself. Without intelligence, without intellect, there is no intelligence.
No, you see, what I would suggest, that what happens, that once you get your realization, then I have seen a person who has developed the intellect, understands it in an intellectual way, what realization is, and a person who is not supposed to be so intelligent starts talking like sages. I had gone to a village in India, and there was a person I was going on a bullock cart, who was driving me. And I asked him, when did you get your realization? And then he started talking to me. I said, Kabira is driving me or what? How is he talking like this? The truth, tremendous. What intelligence. How much Christ studied in what university? So we should not misunderstand intelligence. I mean the divine intelligence. That's a very different thing. Yes. All right, let her ask, she has been putting, then I'll ask. Yes, please.
What are those things when you say? Is realization Shaktipat?
Yes.
And then you become a Sati, are you realizing then as well?
You are, all the time. If you, Shaktipat is the word they use it, Shaktipat, you see. But it is being very much misused. Shaktipat means people start dancing like mad. They start shouting, screaming. How can that be Shaktipat? That's madness. That's possession. You get possessed. Shaktipat means if somebody is a Shakti, you see the Shakti of that person enters into your being and invites your Kundalini, so the Kundalini rises. That's what actually it is. And then the Kundalini rising makes you a beautiful person. It doesn't make you a mad person. No? How can it be? Just imagine. Now, after evolving yourself from amoeba and all the donkeys and all the monkeys and what else, cockroaches, are you going to become a mad person? Or a frog jumping like that? So this is very much, that's why I don't use word Shaktipat, because these days every dictamen is using, you see. Shaktipat. That is not what I mean. Shaktipat means if somebody has Shakti, it just flows. Then you don't go and put it in the head of that person. It just flows. Alright? But it was used in Patanjali Shastra in that way. But who reads Patanjali? Nobody reads. I think nobody reads and talks about it. Either what they talk is some sort of a headstanding, some sort of a Shirshasana, that's all. I mean, that's we part of it. Nobody reads him. If you read it, I mean, in Vibhutipad or anywhere you see what he has written is, that's what I'm doing. I'm quite surprised how people talk about these things. What he says, you achieve Prayatna Shaithilya, means you become effortless. First, Vichara Shaithilya. You become without thoughtless. Then the third thing, he says, you become complete negation of thought, abhava. But here it is, they are all jumping, talking big, this, that. How can that be? Meditation means jumping in the air. How can it be? कम से कम हिंदुस्तानी को समझ में आता है. Indians understand, thank God. Indians are that way, you see, safe. But there should be seeking in India. So you see, these people are seeking and striving, and they are the ones who want it. I must tell you very frankly, they are the people who really earnestly seek. In England, I'm saying, not in India. But Indians are not seeking that much. But they have one great thing in them, is that they know what is reality. They understand. You see, like some of the people who went to a guru, I must tell you, and he gave them a mantra for which he charged £300 in secret in the years, nobody to be told. And the mantra was Tinga. समझ गए ना? Tinga. And they told me in the ear. And I couldn't help laughing. Tinga means showing like this to someone. And he used to giggle at people because they were all so stupid, poor thing. And they were seekers, real seekers, of such high quality. And this fellow who told me was a barrister. Can you imagine? Power will be what? Ray, what is he saying? Yes, you are part. You are part of the whole. You are part and parcel of the whole. The microcosm becomes one with the macrocosm. As we say in Sanskrit, is Virat. We become part and parcel of that Virat. I didn't follow. Just Ray, tell me that. I'm sorry, but see, just my ears are a little funny. Just tell me what this is.
Doesn't getting your self-realization encourage you to let go of your social responsibility?
No. That's it. Correct. See, it may look like that because the myth of responsibility drops out. Supposing this one thinks that it is responsible for what I am speaking, does it become more efficient? Say, what responsibility we have is like this. When we are going by a plane, a question is very good and serious. I mean, naturally, it must be understood in its full context. It's correct that when you think it is the responsibility of God, you see, then you become irresponsible. On the contrary, you become an instrument into His hand, see. But you don't think that you are doing it yourself, like you are sitting in the plane. I give this example many a times because I have seen this happening. Some villagers never knew how to go by plane, so they were told not to take too much luggage. So they sat in the plane and put all the luggage on their heads, carrying the responsibility of the plane, saying that we have to carry the load because we don't want the plane to carry all our loads, you see. So that myth drops out. That myth drops out. But you become a very efficient person because the energy that is divine starts dynamically working, manifesting through you. You become a dynamic person. You can do 1,001 things which you have never done before because you become a perfect instrument. You are not perfect as long as you think you are doing it. You see my point? All of them, those who are realized soul, and you will be too. What work are they doing is, spiritually they are doing a lot of work now. That's another side. When you will come to Sahaja Yoga, we'll tell you what work we are doing. You see, what work you want us to do may not be the work we are doing. But we are transforming people. We are saving people from cancers and so many diseases. We are transforming them. We are changing them so much that they have given up drugs. So many people have given up alcohol. All these bad habits have dropped out. So many people are cured of so many diseases. So many diseases we have cured already. When you come to us, we'll let you know as to what substantial work it is doing. All right? Starvation, of course. Starvation. Why people are starving? Also because I think people who drink are starving because they waste their money in drinking. If they have money, why should they drink? If they don't have money, why should they drink? But most of the people who starve themselves because they spend all their money in UK, I'm saying, not in India. India is a different thing. But in India, people who have got realization are blessed. They don't starve anymore. Beg pardon? They don't? They would be okay. They don't need anything. It is said that yoga kshema vahamyam. First you get your yoga, your union with God, and then I'll bless you. Shema you will get.
The glory comes just after the realization, forget about it. So it's material necessity.
Yes, of course. You can pay your rates, everything. But you just come and see before, this is the intellectual side, come inside and see whether it works out or not. Why not see? Don't argue for argument's sake, it works out. There's somebody sitting behind you who in his life, it has worked out. Just behind you. In many lives, it has worked out. But you come and see for yourself what miracles it has. All right? You come and see. All trivial things just drop out. Come and see how God is blissful. After all, the blessings come from God. But we don't want to do anything for God. And why not God look after us? What have we done for God so far? Can I ask a question? Everyone has a right to ask a question to me. I better ask you all. What have you done for God? Just surrender. Yeah? You're afraid. Afraid of God. Pray. But what we pray to God is, give me my food, give me a job, God, get me this, let me win this war, kill my enemies. I know all those prayers. All right. Yes. He wants us, how do you know? First you get connected with him. All right? First let us get connected. Then you will know. Then you will know what he wants and what he does for us. Then you will know his greatness. He is very kind, I must say. Very generous. Extremely forgiving, that the way he has forgiven us for whatever we have done. But don't feel guilty for it. But that's one thing I didn't want to strike, because you see, that's one trouble you all have, is to feel guilty. I don't want you to feel guilty, because realization doesn't work out. So don't feel guilty. It's all right. We'll have it next time, madam. Is it something important I'd like to tell?
I know it's not really right to mention Marathi, Guru Marathi.
Who?
Guru Marathi
Huh.
from Divine Light. But there are many people I know who follow him. And I just wanted you to talk a little bit about it, because they all talk as if they all experience the same thing, that is a divine knowledge. And it's so convincing the way they all talk.
Talking is not the thing. You see, what I would say, you should see the way they talk has nothing to do. What you have to see, what have you achieved yourself? Whatever people may talk, they might be talking because they're possessed. That's not the thing. If somebody talks big, be careful. Be careful. The one who does is important. You have to feel the cool breeze coming out of your head, is the point I said it. That nobody can do. Can anybody do that? Those who talk can be good actors at the most. At the worst, they are possessed. So just those who talk have no meaning. Yeah. Your married life improves immensely. Because you will learn later on there's a center for it. And you understand your married life as a bliss. It's absolutely pure blessings to married people. Actually, you will be surprised, we can't give realization to people who are not married. In the sense, who are going to marry is all right. But those who are against marriage, we can't give realization because they are little imbalanced people. I think one we had, you see, we couldn't give realization so far. I hope he's not here. But he's going to get married, so we'll give him realization. We just couldn't give him. But married life improves like it. Was he? What is about Bhagwan? अब आप ही बताइए. अरे बाबा, अरे this kind of a Bhagwan who cannot even smell a flower. Can you think of a Bhagwan like that? You know, in the Devi Mahatmya or into the Vishnu Sahasranama or any one of them where they described God, at least 25 names of God is fond of flower, of fragrance, flower. I can't live without flowers. And the fellow who cannot smell a flower, wo Bhagwan kaise ho sakta? I mean, what do you give him? Phenyl or something? This is one of the tests. How can you be a Bhagwan? ये सोच लीजिए आप. कुसुम प्रिया, पुष्प प्रिया, कमल प्रिया, भगवान के 1000 नाम. These are the names of God. See, say now, if I give you an Indian money, say 100 rupees, you see, how do you know it is 100 rupees? You have to go to India and spend it and see if it works out or not. In the same way, when you get the vibrations and you feel the cool breeze, you spend it and see for yourself and judge it. Yeah, you can do the whole process yourself. You can give realization to others. All right? You see, now I would say, please get your realization. If you get it, I don't promise. If you get it, that's a very big if sometimes. I know it happens. If you get it, then you have to go and see for yourself whether it works or not. But to get it is not easy in certain cases. So be cheerful about it and be patient with yourself. It's more patience is needed with yourself, not with me, because I'm extremely patient. But you have to be patient with yourself, because your mind will be coming up and always saying something, you didn't ask this question, you should have asked this question, to tell your mind to be quieted. Take your realization. Let's see if it works out. We cannot assure. It may not. It's your luck. Let's see. All right?
Consciously go to give you the answers by some means that doesn't even work.
I didn't follow.
Just praying, just asking consciously God to help you.
This conscious mind that you have just now is the human awareness, all right? At this point, the human awareness is at such a stage that you are not connected with your spirit. First, your human awareness has to be raised, is to be evolved to that point where you get connected. Like this instrument is here now. Consciously, whatever you do with this, if it is not connected, it has no meaning. In the same way, first you should be connected. After connecting only we can see where is the problem is, what is missing, what is it, and is to be done. So we have to take a very reasonable attitude towards it, about ourselves, to understand that maybe there's something missing, something is happening, it's not working out, it has to work. Because at this awareness, at this consciousness that you have, this human consciousness, is not sufficient enough. So you have to jump, there's a breakthrough, and you have to achieve that breakthrough, which I will not promise, as I told the gentleman there. That cannot be promised, it has to be achieved. If you get it, then you have to have patience with yourself, work it out and see for yourself.
How come
said, pray.
Yeah. Yes, they did, because that was the time. You see, now Jesus came at a time when our Agya Chakra was opened up. See, it's like a tree of life has to grow, you see, and they come at a proper time, what has to grow. Now, for the root time, somebody else came in. When the shoot started, somebody else came in. Gradually, it has come up to this point. Now, what Muhammad has said, nobody says that today. All the Muslims must know that he said, at the time of your resurrection, your hands will speak. Where is that? He said it. I mean, nobody else but Muhammad has said so clearly about it. And what does he say is not known. Nobody knows. Why he said do namaz like this? Nobody asks questions. Why do you follow that? But after Sahaja Yoga, you will know what namaz means, what Muhammad means, who he was, and why he said so. What is so important about it? You can't understand even Muhammad or anyone, Jesus or anyone, without realization, because you have not entered into that realm. You see my point? Because that time was not to say whatever they had to do. They did very important work, very, very important. Every one of them have worked very hard. Only I must say that today I'm at an advantage than they are, because so many are getting self-realization. They had a very bad time. Nobody accepted. All acceptance came later on, when they were not there, and people like to have such acceptance because they can do what they like with it. They don't want to, nobody asked them for realization at that time, everybody tried just to kill them. I mean, everybody was anxious how to get rid of them. Isn't it a fact? Like today, as there are so many who want their realization, that time was not there. Today is the time. All right?
How to explain our evangelists that say really great, hold a big crusade like you've done before, and after 1 hour's sermon, people come forward and say they're born again.
Who said?
When the public attend evangelical missions, like led by Billy Graham, the word evangelical, and after 1 hour's sermon, thousands flock forward and say they are born again.
I mean, you see, you don't even need 1 minute for that to say, I'm born again. It is all self-opinionated thing. Just to say, but you have powers. You see, that's what I told you, the whole lecture was like that. That once you get self-realized, you get the powers, you have collective consciousness, you become something. You see, it is very easy to say, just to put the, I don't know how much they pay, but you just put the name membership, now I'm born again. You don't know these born again people, horribly hot-tempered. So useless people, absolutely. You see, some of them brought some Bibles, and one lady bearing all artificial jewelry here and there, and she came to hit me with the Bible. And I just didn't know where to look. I just started laughing, and she was quite surprised, disarmed. So this is what born again. How can they be born again? They can't make out a saint. How can they be born again?
Is that a crash program then?
They have. All such programs are very crushed, and they'll be crushed too. Only the truth will survive. All these are fans and things, and they come up and go like mushrooms. It has no meaning. Let's have our realization now, all of us. But I don't promise. As I said, it's your own lookout. We believe in our, according to Indian theme, we believe according to our Purva Karmas, according to our previous good things that we get Atma Sakshatkar, because it's the highest to have. So let's see what happens. And also, my compassion, my love, my desire, that you all should get your realization and establish in it and become powerful Sahaja Yogis and understand it fully. Now, those who are here have to follow what I say. It's very simple method by which you help yourself. As I said, you are your own guru, and on different chakras we have to work it out, and it works. So please take out your shoes for one reason, that the Mother Earth helps us to sort of earth the problems, some of the problems that have come from the Mother Earth. Now, you have to keep your eyes shut throughout, not to open your eyes. The reasons are many, but one of them is that the center of Agya, which is placed between the pituitary and the pineal body, is a very important center, which is the gate, and it doesn't open if your eyes are open outside, just now. So please keep your eyes shut till then. And maybe Kundalini may not also rise. The whole attitude should be that I should get my realization. You are not going to lose anything. I don't take any money, nothing of the kind, and there is nothing to be gained out of anything. So just you have to gain something out of it. So in a humble way, you have to sit down and put your hands on your lap. Those people who have come for the first time or are standing there can come forward here and sit down here. And the Sahaja should give them places. Sahaja should never take the first seat, sir. I would request. Would be a good idea. All right. Just try to sit on the sides also, if possible, those who have come for the first time. Sit down.
Someone has a car in the car park and they're trying to close it.
What is it?
What is it? Car in the car park. Someone left their car.
Our car is lifted?
Someone parked the car and they're trying to move it. Can I announce? Whoever's car.
All right. Somebody has parked the car next to a mine. So,
Car park. It's registration number KGJ886K. If anyone's left the car in the car park, can they take it out because they're just trying to close it?
as long as I'm here, it's all right. Let her be seated. Then we'll see. No hurry. Good. Now, as I told you, you don't have to do anything. It's an effortless thing that happens. It's a happening, and the Kundalini rises by itself. Only put both your feet straight on the Mother Earth, straight, as far as possible, straight touching the Mother Earth. But those who are sitting on the ground are all right. They can sit with them. Go dal ke baith jaiye, yes. On the ground is all right. It's the best is just to sit on the ground. आराम से बैठ जाइए ऐसे पैर. हाँ? चोट हो रही है. कुर्सी बैठ जाइए. आपको तकलीफ हो. Now put your both the hands towards me, as I told you, and close your eyes. We have to have a proper attitude towards ourselves. Firstly, it's going to be the happiest thing that is going to happen to us, and the highest thing that we have been asking for ages. So we are not to be in any way under any tension about it. It will happen to all of us. Sit with a very cheerful mind, but not frivolous, but cheerful mind. And secondly, you have to respect yourself. If there is any guilt or anything in your mind, it won't work out, as I told you. You must know you are saints born to get self-realization. You are, as described by William Blake, you are men of God who have to become prophets, who will have powers to make others prophets. So that is the attitude you should have towards yourself. That's how you are here today. Please do not condemn yourself. Do not have any guilt about yourself. Nothing of the kind. Just believe in yourself that you are the Spirit. Now, you have to keep both the hands on your lap. You can keep your purse down, lady. You can keep it. It's all right under your, yeah, safe there. Now put your both the hands towards me. Close your eyes fully. Some of you must have already started feeling a little cool breeze in the hand. Put both the hands like this. Open upwards. Just like as you do for namaz sort of thing. Now, the left side, as I told you the other day, is for your desire and the right side is for action. So we are going to put the left hand all the time as it is, desiring to be one with the divine. And the right hand we are going to use for the action of removing the obstacles in our centers. So first put the right hand on the heart. Just on the heart on the left hand side. Here resides the Spirit in human beings. So now you ask me a question without opening your eyes. You can call me Mataji or Mother as you like, whichever way you want to call me. Mother, am I the Spirit? Ask the question thrice. You have a right to ask me that question. Now this right hand has to be taken down on the stomach, on the left hand side, in the upper part of the stomach. This is the center of your mastery, or what we call the Guru center, is on the left hand side of your stomach. On the left hand side you put this right hand. Put the left hand towards me as it is. Now here you ask a question, because you as a spirit has to be your own master, has to be your own guru. So you ask me a question thrice again, Mother, am I my own guru? Ask me a question with full confidence. Am I my own master? On the higher part of the stomach. Please put your right hand on the higher part of the stomach. Now put this right hand on the left hand side of your stomach in the lower region. There's a center there. In the lower region of your stomach. Lower region of your stomach. On the left hand side, keeping the left hand towards me. Now this is the center where is the knowledge of the working of your Kundalini in this center, called as Shuddha Vidya, meaning the pure knowledge. At this point, I am sorry, but you have to ask for it. I cannot force anyone into it. Like you cannot force a student to accept any knowledge. In the same way, you have to say, Mother, give me that pure knowledge. Or you can say, Mother, please give me that Shuddha Vidya. Shuddha Vidya. You have to ask 6 times because this center has got 6 subplexuses. So you have to ask 6 times in a very humble way, Mother, please give me that Shuddha Vidya. That is the first asking. See this prayer. This is such a pure prayer. Give me the Shuddha Vidya, give me the pure knowledge of the divine, the working of the divine. Now as you have entered into that realm of asking me for the pure knowledge, the first thing you have to assume that you are your own master. So put your right hand on the upper part of your stomach, upper part of your abdomen. Here now 10 times, because there are 10 subplexuses of this center, you have to assert with full confidence, without feeling guilty at all, that Mother, I am my own master. You just assert it and it will work out. Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own guru. Just assert it. Now raise this right hand again on your heart. Put your left hand towards me, again on your heart. In the heart resides your spirit. Now here you assert, again assert, with full confidence in yourself, without feeling guilty. Mother, I am the spirit. I am the spirit. I am the spirit. Just assert positively. When you say that, the spirit awakens within you. On your heart, put the hand on your heart. Now this you have to say 12 times because of the 12 subplexuses. Please don't feel guilty. Saying that, don't feel diffident. Please don't feel guilty. You are not to feel guilty at all. All right, Thanda? आँख बंद कर लो. Raise your right hand now onto the left hand side of your neck, on the shoulder, and hold it tight at the joint of your shoulder and your neck on the left hand side from front, and hold it tight. Now this center is the center which is always caught up very much, because it is the center caught up when you feel guilty. So I would request you to say, Mother, I am not guilty. Say it 16 times. This is the plexus which has 16 plexuses. So you have to say 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty. Please say that. And if you indulge into that too much, sometimes I say for punishment, say it 32 times. What guilt you can have? I'm talking of the ocean of love, ocean of forgiveness, ocean of compassion. What guilt we can have compared to that? Assert. Now, put your hand across your forehead, gently, and now press it. At this center, you have to forgive. Unless and until you forgive, God is not going to forgive you. So you have to say with full understanding that if you don't forgive, you don't do anything. What are you doing? If you are not forgiving, it's a myth. On the contrary, you are playing into the hands of the person whom you don't forgive. So just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Just say that with full sincerity. Get rid of all your loads and problems. Now this hand goes on top of your head, on the fontanelle bone area. Press it with your palm. Press it with your palm and try to move it clockwise. Press it with your palm. Move the scalp with your hand, with your center. See, put it straight onto the fontanelle bone area is about 2-3 inches from the forehead. It's not very far away, about 2 inches at the most. At the most 2 inches. Some people are putting it too much backward. Put it in front. All right. Now press it hard. At this point, you have to ask for forgiveness without feeling guilty. Just to say that, oh God, please forgive us if you have done anything wrong. Just say that. Now, at this point, you have to again ask for your self-realization, for your Atma Sakshatkar, for your soul awareness, for your selfhood. I cannot force it on. So you can say, please Mother, give me my realization. Please Mother, I want my realization. Put both the feet on the Mother Earth straight. That's important because sometimes, you see, we forget about it. Now, those who are sitting on the ground are all right. Now say 7 times, please give me my self-realization. Now put your hand down slowly on your lap. Don't open your eyes, please. Put the hands again back. Now with the left hand, feel on top of your head, about 3-4 inches above, to see if there's a cool breeze coming out. Just move it higher, higher than your head. Put it higher and see on your palm. You'll find a cool breeze coming from your head. Just move it up and down or sideways or backwards, forwards, and see if there's a cool breeze coming out of your head. बच्चों क्या आ गई है ना ठंडा आ रहा है सर में से आ रहा है yes now put your left hand towards me and now see with right hand. There's nothing to be serious about it. All right, put the left hand towards me. You got it. Now put your right hand. Yeah, I know you got it. Put your right hand there. Enjoy. That's what you achieved it now. See. हाथ ऊपर रखिए भाई साहब सर के ऊपर ऊपर पकड़िए ऊपर में और हायर about 2 to 3 inches higher. All right? Getting it? Better? Now change your hand again and see for yourself. Put your attention to the fontanelle bone area on top of your head. Then higher, higher. Now don't doubt. If it is not coming, doesn't matter. Don't doubt it. At least you have become thoughtless. There's no thought. Raise it higher. It's there. So many people have got it. Those who have got it can open their eyes. Slowly. Those who haven't got it should feel it again and again. But don't doubt. Don't doubt anymore. It's there. All right? आगे ना हिंदुस्तानियों को होता जल्दी पर खोना नहीं चाहिए और मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. इस देश में अगर रहना है तो सहयोगी बनिए सब लोग. इससे अपने देश का ये हेरिटेज है हमको मिला हुआ बहुत बड़ी चीज़ मिली हुई है. इसको यहाँ पे चलाना चाहिए, बढ़ाना चाहिए. ये सबसे बड़ी चीज़, सबसे मूल्यवान, सबसे महत्वपूर्ण, सबसे ऊंची चीज़ जिसके लिए सारे देश आपके पैर पे लौटे. है कि नहीं बात? देखिए भाई साहब क्या आ रहा है सर में? आ रहा बेटे? देखिए आपके ठंडक आ रही. बस शांत हो जाइए. डोंट थिंक. हो गया भाई? आ रहा Just see his loss, just see his body. Now, see others also. You can see, the Saj Yogis can come and see someone getting it. All right, good. Just be thoughtless. Now, don't think. That's the main point. Is don't think about it. You can't think also so many. Just watch me without thinking, can you? Just laugh. That's it. So close. Say, just laugh it. That's it. It's good. आपके हो गया? आ रहे? This gentleman, have you got it, बेटे? हाँ, हो गए ना पार. यही रूह जिसकी बात की, यही पीर होना है. Just some Saj Yogis can come. आपके सब क्या आ रहे हैं? ठंडक? बस मजे करें. What about you? Did you feel the cool breeze? Yeah, good. Just come along. Just feel it. Now, what they are doing, they are raising the Kundalini with their vibrations. They can. And if there's a problem, say somewhere in any one of the centers, then they can clear it. You can do the same little later. You have to know only. Now, they are just doing is nothing but they are just taking the Kundalini up and tying it upon your head. And it works because your hands can do it. But you have to be a realized soul.